So, Romeo Lacoste is, well, I guess he still is, actually, because he never went to jail or anything, a tattoo artist, YouTuber, who has tattooed a ton of celebrities. FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks is a celebrity, apparently. I don't like that. The Ace family. A whole bunch of others that I don't care about. I don't care about any of these people. But he tattooed Jesse Wellens, who is still relevant, I think.
My name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback,
JC Kalen, Kian Wally, I don't know who any of these people are. Basically, he was a famous YouTuber for tattooing. Tyler Oakley as well. But he got in a lot of hot water because he's apparently to some people handsome. I look at this face and all I see is eventual prison bitch. I don't see handsome, but that's just me. So Romeo had essentially grown a fan base around him because he's attractive. And these are some leaked DMs from his fans, and I'm going to read them and try to explain what he's saying here. You're my fave. I really don't talk to anyone else. Damn, really? Lol, yes. Nice photo, by the way, baby. In the group chat. OMG, shut up, haha. I hate that picture so much, LMAO. Haha ha 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 ha. What were you doing, taking dick? Actually, that face is funny. It's like you saw a small dick and wasn't impressed. Ha 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 ha. I promise when I'm single, you're the first person I hit up. Trust me, haha, you're my fave. I want it. That's not really the smartest thing to say if you're a loyal kind of dude. You're the first person I hit up when I'm single. Kind of fucked, bro. Kind of fucked. Does that make me happy knowing you're the first girl I'd hit up over anyone else? You're the side piece. I hope you like it. So this is in reply to something about him. I don't know what. Holy fuck. What you think, smiley face? And your hair looks so fucking good, I'm shook, haha. Okay, this one is just hilariously ironic. It's a photo of him grabbing at his crotch, and you can see maybe about a 2-incher right there. It's adorable. Don't show that to anyone. And this girl replies, I'm not showing anyone these pictures, my eyes only. Wonder how that worked out. Haha, that's a good one. You are good with these picture angles, haha. Ha, thanks, that's a good angle, right? Perfect, you can't even tell, haha. I just finished tattooing, we're figuring it out now, I might be too tired. You're always trying to do so many things, haha, get some rest. I know, I'm a hard-working daddy. Haha, that too, and don't worry, I'm not shy about it. Then tell me how you try and be slutty. Haha, I'm better at showing than telling. I'm sure you can and will one day, but I like hearing. See, if it was me, I'd probably get you a little drunk first. I'd have one ready for you as soon as you get here, and that's hot. I love that. Haha, good. Love that. Love my balls massaged and sucked on. Love my asshole licked. And my favorite is deep throat. Drunk girls always deep throat thriller. Haha. Yep, I'd have a shot waiting for you when you got here. You can then chase my cum down with another shot. Or I'm freaky. I can even come at your shot and let you drink both together. I do freaky stuff. Haha. Take another shot and go for round 2. Haha. The time you leave, you'll have a tummy full of cum and alcohol. Haha. I bet you get super slutty when you're drunk. Oh god, this is embarrassing. Why would you write this? Why would you write any of this? Haha, true. I'm like the final stage on a video game. Haha. I guess the real test will be with me. There's Big, then there's Romeo Big. I make most guys in porn look small. Haha. I've only ever had one girl deep throat me like nothing. And 2 that got all the way down but struggled. Everyone else could barely get past halfway. I'm a lot older than you though, smiley face. Lol, trust me, and I'd be doing it to it, still be doing to it, and I don't mind as long as you don't, haha. You probably think that's hot, haha. Well, to be honest, me and Gigi argue a lot, and I don't know how much longer we'll be together, so you might not have much more time to practice, and I don't mind at all. This girl was like 16, by the way. I think I forgot to mention that, this girl's like 16. I know, I mean, I like her, we just have a lot of problems. It's complicated. Obviously, there's more than what you see on social media, but that's for pretty much any relationship. Lol, that's true, lol, I didn't think about that. You're going to as many parties as possible, literally just trying to practice for me, lol. But please keep everything we talk between you and me, please, I haven't told anyone that, and I trust you so we don't repeat anything we talk about. Ooh, no, Romeo. Lol, I guess you can say that, but I mostly go for my enjoyment, haha. And don't worry, I wouldn't do that. Everything stays in here. Ooh, Romeo, that didn't stay in there, did it? So if I told you, like, pretty soon to come over, how would you get here and how long would you stay? Your parents wouldn't care? No, I'd probably just take an Uber and after go to a family member's house that lives in LA like I always do. How long would you stay? Just curious. Couple of hours, like 4 or 5, pretty more. That's pretty good. Not bad. We can get a lot done and have some fun. I'm like 5'1", haha. Haha, what's wrong with that? I like that. Gigi's the same height. I always like short girls. You're fun size. You're good, haha. Don't stress. I know you're tall, but like how tall? Haha. 6'3". Haha, my guy best friend is as tall as you. I'm always having to look up a little. Haha, get used to it. You'd be on your knees a lot anyways looking up, haha. Haha, it's fine and true 2 to 3 times a day I will be. So yes, those were some of Romeo's wonderfully cringy DMs. And it only gets worse from here. Because then we have to go into the Keemstar interview. And... ooh. If you thought these DMs were bad and incriminating, oh boy, it's only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse for Romeo. Fuck it, we'll just get into it.
Hey, what's up?
First, I want to say, dude, I was just watching your video. You're such an asshole, bro.
Why?
Damn, man, like, I just feel like you should, like, you're supposed to be, like, sort of like a neutral kind of a guy who, like...
Well, I mean, that's why... Should we start this?
No,
I
like,
mean, that's why I have you on here. But you're supposed to be reporting facts, not like fiction, you know? Not like opinions and not like stuff that's not proven yet, you know? Like, you're supposed to be a news channel where people go to, like, find out, like, cold, hard facts. And I honestly, like, you just stopped me. I was literally just watching this video. Someone told me that you posted a video, so I was watching half of your video. I got half through it, and I mean, there's just so many loopholes as far as, like, stuff that wasn't even, like, fact checked as far as, you know, some of the things that were going around about me. So, I mean, anyways, that's just me kind of, like, getting into it, because I'm literally just, like, fresh out of watching half of your last video. I do appreciate you giving me credit for being such a boss-ass tattoo artist and tattooing everyone and being involved in the circle, so that's kind of cool. But I know obviously we're not here to talk about that, so...
Romeo comes off so incredibly cocky here. It's so pathetic. Romeo, you're being accused of something. He's going to talk about the accusations. Keemstar, if you've never watched Drama Alert before, is incredibly biased. In fact, I'll use a clip here from iDubbbz, from his content cop on Keemstar. Let's cut to that.
You can easily brand Drama Alert as the biased news station. You can brand Drama Alert as the very opinionated news station.
So yes, expecting Keem not to go through these allegations and talk about them publicly, and these are very damning allegations. The amount of DMs, the amount of shit. It's... You're fucking lucky you didn't go to jail. Well, we'll get to that later. Well, that's at the end of the video. We'll talk about that later. But you're very lucky that this did what it did, because it should have been worse for you. It genuinely should have been worse for you, but you slithered out of it. You're a fucking snake, Romeo. And this whole interview shows that you're a fucking snake. It's embarrassing for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Romeo on the line. Romeo, you have some serious allegations against you. Are you guilty of these things?
I want to say that some are real and some are fabricated. I think that the situation is out to make it look a lot worse than it really is. And I feel in today's social media and day and age, you know, Photoshop and, you know, having multiple accounts, different kind of things, it's like really easy to sort of manipulate situations and make things look a lot worse than they really are.
Now, if you want to play a little drinking game, take a shot anytime Romeo says Photoshop, things aren't like they are, or manipulation. If you do, please don't make me liable for what happens to your fucking liver. You're going to die by the end of this interview. I've cut some of this interview, and you can see that previously where it was jumping, because this interview is, one, long as shit, and 2, Romeo stammers through like 90% of it. And some of it I left in, and some of it I took out. Video would be over like an hour and a half long if I left every single thing that Romeo stuttered or fucked up on. I just want to make that clear before we go on. But he says that some of it's true. He genuinely says that some of this is true already. And when you're talking to someone who is underage, that's, you know, under 18, literally under 18, in California, and in a majority of the United States, that's fucking illegal. That is illegal. But Romeo is a fucking moron, so he doesn't understand that. If you listen to him talk through this interview, I'm surprised this man can fucking complete a sentence with how stupid he is. But we'll get on with that. We'll go through, we'll talk on some more. But he genuinely said here that some of the DMs are legitimate. Now, he'll bring up the fact that some of them were taken out of context. By that I mean like, the girls probably just deleted their end because they didn't want to show an embarrassing image or a nude photo. That's possible. We don't know if there's actually nude photos that have been sent from Romeo to underage girls. There's semi-nude, but if they're showing their photos, they probably don't want to show a nude photo of them. We don't know if there's been nude photos sent between the kids and Romeo, but it wouldn't surprise me. Anyways, on with the next clip.
I do.
Well, were you sexting with 14 and 15-year-old girls?
Well, here's the thing. So, just to kind of get straight into that, and this will go first with my first comment, I was going to say, a lot of people have been asking me why I've deactivated my Twitter, and they're saying, dude, it makes you look guilty, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that people really understand, like, it's easy for someone to be on the other side of the keyboard and they want to be involved in something that they think is, you know, very gallant, and they're doing, like, you know, they're involved for something for the greater good by, like, calling someone out. But I just feel like when you don't know all the facts and people are kind of banding together and attacking someone.
What facts are we missing?
Well, first of all, I deleted my Twitter because of the immense amount of hate I was getting. And like I said, most people didn't know the full situation.
Why didn't you defend yourself on Twitter? Why didn't you put out a defense saying, hey, this is wrong, here's the full situation?
I mean, honestly, like, I could not even get a breath out on Twitter. Like, as my Twitter started blowing up, my girlfriend started getting hate mail, my brother, every one of my family members, like, stuff started going viral.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were innocent, why didn't you just put out a tweet saying, hey, this isn't true? You know, we're looking into it. Like, I didn't send these messages.
Yeah, why didn't you do that, Romeo? That's the simplest fucking thing you could have done, and you literally did not do it. You did the opposite of doing that. You fucking deleted your account. You fucked everything up. You're embarrassing. Then again, you're also not smart, and the way you talk makes you sound even more like a moron than I thought you were. So it's at least good knowing that I was correct. I was correct on how much of a fucking moron you were, and Keemstar knows. He doesn't buy your bullshit. When even Keemstar, a man who's friends with fucking Rice Gum, thinks that you're a moron, that's saying something. That is genuinely saying something. God, do you not have, like, a publicist? Do you not have anybody who could have told you, hey, this is a horrible fucking idea. Why are you doing this? I can guarantee you, if you hired a publicist, this would probably not be as embarrassing. In fact, it's really shameful how stupid you are. Anyways, we're gonna continue on with the video.
I mean, first of all, did you send these messages to these girls, 14 and 15? Were you sexting with them?
So here's one of the big loopholes is, I don't know if you've seen, like, the messages and all the stuff that's going on, but I've been accused of shit like this before, and, you know, there's, like, no proof that any of these girls were that age. It's just more like...
Well, okay, well, here's the thing. In the conversation that you had with the alleged girls, there's a part where you say, are you willing to do it before
yes.
you turn 18?
So let me address that. So that, I'm not going to deny that was real, but here's the big loop about it. Here's the big fabrication, smoke and mirrors or whatever that everyone's not getting to see, is that a lot of these girls, I'll just make a quick backtrack. I'll keep it really short. When this happened in 2016, this was like 3 years ago. I was in a completely different time of my life. I was new to, like, social media. I was new to, like, the fame. I was new to people giving me attention on social media and sort of, like, girls being flirty and throwing themselves at me. And honestly, like, I didn't really understand the whole like Twitter community where people have all these like impersonation accounts where they lie about their age and they do this and they do that. So, you know, I'm over here just minding my own business. You know, girls are throwing themselves at me. Some of these girls, the one in particular that we're referring to, told me that she was almost 18 years old, which I understand that does not make the situation much better, but there's no way in hell. I'm so against people who are creepy and pedophiles and stuff like that. I would never, ever, 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 like, I almost felt like someone telling me that they were almost 18 was the hard limit.
Well, yeah, no shit, it's the hard limit. It's legally the hard limit. Legally, you should have waited a year. If you really wanted to talk to this chick, if you really thought she was that hot, you know, almost 18 is literally 17. You know, you could have waited a little bit longer. You could have talked to her saying, hey, you know, we should wait. If you really want to fuck with this chick, she's 18, that's fine. That's legal. It's weird because you're like 28 at the time. But it's legal. It's not literally fucking talking to a child. Literally a child. Legally a child. If she can't vote, she can't smoke, not worth it. Not worth it, dude. She could be a super fucking model, but it's not worth it, you fucking moron. Romeo is digging his grave every single clip I play of him. Like, genuinely digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper with every single fucking thing you do. It's almost impressive how much you fucked up during this interview. I mean, I'm laughing at it because, you know, you're making horrifying mistakes. We're gonna roll on to the next clip, but Romeo, I hope somehow you hear this video. Nobody believes you through this interview, and it's only going to get worse. Let's roll the next one.
Right, but like, they were a part of your fan, like you had this fan group that they created, right? So
well,
you talked to all of them, and then you selected like 2 of them, from what I understand, to talk more in depth about some kinky stuff.
Here's the thing though, is that like a lot of them they were fan accounts. A lot of them you couldn't really tell who they were. Almost all of them were lying about their age. And I didn't even realize that this girl, apparently this girl told me that she was 18, almost 19. This is in 2016, so from my knowledge, she's got to be like 21, 22 now at this point. I didn't even realize that she apparently was, you know, if it's even true that she was that young. She told me otherwise. And what I'm trying to say is, like, I was new to social media, I was new to fame, and, you know, girls, I feel like, you know, the thing that you don't see, and I'm sure that a lot of people, if you actually look online, a lot of people are confirming this. A lot of the stuff is Photoshop. Like, yes, some of it is true, but they're rearranging the conversation to make it look like I was sort of like reaching out to these underage girls, which in actuality, these girls came on to me first.
Yeah, they're fangirls. They're young fangirls that love you and love your stuff and think you're hot. Want to do you? They're fangirls. Yeah. And it's like, if you take advantage of those fangirls, especially if they're underage and you're doing some stuff, like, that's like a big no-no.
No, you're absolutely right. But as I mentioned before, I had no clue that they were that young. Like, when
so are you saying that there's some... I understand that there's parts of these DM conversations that have been taken away, but are you suggesting that there was stuff added? Because I don't really think that's the case.
No, I'm not saying there were things added. Like,
so everything we read on the Drumler before was correct. It just wasn't in order, is what you're saying, because some stuff has been taken out.
I'm a human being. You know, everyone's got like a sexual side. You know, like, I'm not ashamed for some of the sexual things that I'm into and the things that I said in the videos. Like, I mean, in the comments.
Right.
My problem, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that. It's all good and fun for people to make fun of and say, oh, you know, you might be part gay and this and that, and I got all these different gay celebrities hitting me up or whatever now, but like, it's almost turned like into kind of more of a joke.
Now, Romeo thinks that because we were talking about his fascination for having his asshole eaten out, that means suddenly he's gay is a bad defense. There's no world where that defense was a good or great idea. He just went for it. He unironically went for it. Out of every defense that I've went through in one of these kinds of videos, I can only say that a worse defense came from Austin Jones when he was talking about twerking videos with underage girls. I thought that one was this one beats Austin Jones' awful confession. This makes his look like something that should have gotten him off of being guilty, not literally off. Romeo genuinely tries this as a defense, and it does not work. No realm, no possibility does it work, and it's embarrassing that he even tried this as a defense. It's shameful.
That wasn't really the problem. The problem is, like, I had a personal conversation with someone who I was under the impression was literally close to being 18, and I did not have any kind of physical communication with any of these girls.
Here's the thing. Conversing sexually with the intent, like you did, is still illegal. Genuinely fucking illegal. That's a reason why, if you ever watch To Catch a Predator, they could arrest the predators without them having done physically anything. Because the conversations were still illegal. You're essentially being a predator to a child, grooming them into doing fucked up things, which we'll bring up very shortly. You know, it is still, they're legally too young to converse in that way. While they may legally be able to consent, it's still messaging a child.
These girls, in my opinion, and I don't want to just like try to defend myself, but I almost feel like I was sort of taken advantage of in a sense, because it's like I didn't have a whole lot of followers. They, you know, reached out to me saying sexual stuff. They lied about.
But the thing is like at the time you were like 27 or 28 years old. All right. If this girl says I'm almost 18 and you know she's not telling you that she's legal, and you pursue her sexually, you're in the wrong. I mean, you're the adult. You're the adult, man. You know, and now they're coming out saying they were 15 to 14 at the time, bro.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I also feel like okay, you're absolutely right. Like, all I want to say to defend myself is this. You kind of know me a little bit. The Face Guys knows me. And I'm not just trying to throw people under the bus. I am very well respected in this community. I've tattooed every YouTuber from across the fucking map, all the way to Kodak Black, rappers.
That's
Juice
true.
WRLD.
That's
yeah,
true.
I've had my tattoo shop for 4 years. I have never had a single complaint of any girl and whatsoever. I am literally the most careful person to give girls the utmost respect for their dignity, their sexuality, and their, you know, just their body.
No,
and
I listen. On all accounts, you're a nice dude, and like.
Let me finish. All I'm saying is that some of this stuff, in my opinion, just doesn't make sense. Like, you guys are comparing, you know, like stuff from 2016 is surfacing now. Like, how many of you guys were different 3 years ago? Not saying that, like, obviously, not everyone was a night and day difference, but
right.
I know for me, I was in a completely different world 3 days ago, and 3 years ago, I was in a completely different mind state, you know?
I get that. I totally understand that, but we're talking about child predator. Like, I mean, targeting young girls.
While, yes, not everybody is the same person they were in 2016, that genuinely does not excuse the shit that you've done at all. That you can't make the argument, oh, I was a pedophile 3 years ago, but now I'm good. That's fucking moronic. You'd have to be a fucking idiot to make this argument. Oh wait, you are! You genuinely are a fucking moron, Romeo. It's embarrassing how you decided to just how you decided to do anything, really. Romeo, it's my opinion that you're just a fucking moronic scumbag who would probably still be doing this if you weren't caught. And I think you still did it up until you got caught, but we'll bring up the Twitter deletion later. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. By the way, I just want to mention there's going to be a part in this next clip that cuts out. That's because he mentions the name of his ex-girlfriend, and I don't want to publicize that. I'm going to cut that out, so if you hear a skip, that's what it is, not your audio.
Another girl came out and said that she's known you all the way back to the MySpace days when you were an adult and would date 14-year-olds, including herself. You dated her. Another girl that we interviewed here on Drama Alert, who's friends with Luna, she wanted to remain anonymous, your ex-girlfriend from 10 years ago, said that you were 19 or...
That's exactly what it is.
Said
she wants to... Can I say her name? Because if she wants to go on here and put me on blast, she might as well...
I mean, I can't stop you from saying her name, but...
Okay, yeah. I'm friends with Luna. I dated her back when I was like 19 years old.
And she was 14, right?
I don't believe that she was 14 at all.
Actually, I take that back. I remember her saying that she may have been 15.
I think she might have been late 15, possibly. This is me being extreme. She may have been late 15. I remember her being more like 17. I dated her for about 3 years. I lived in her house. I moved in with her house. Her parents were completely cool with it. We slept in completely separate bedrooms.
She said you peed on her.
I don't remember that.
And it traumatized her, like in a.
It traumatized her.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, if a little girl doesn't like me. Oh my god, if a little girl got traumatized because I decided to go R. Kelly on her. Yeah, no shit, Romeo. Not a lot of girls are into getting pissed on. One, I'm surprised you tried to lie about this. And pissed poorly. No pun intended. Incredibly poorly. And then you literally pretty much just admit that you actually did piss on her. God damn, dude. How much of a fucking moron are you? I know pedophiles aren't smart, but Jesus, you could at least give it an attempt. Give it a fucking attempt for once to have some semblance of brain power. You can tattoo all you want, sure, that's, all well and good. When it comes to thinking, you aren't really, all there. You're made of spare parts, aren't you, bud? You're made of spare parts.
But I mean, okay, so 2 different girls have come out and said, hey, he was an adult and started dating me when I was 14.
Okay.
Or in this case, 15.
Let me say this because I don't feel like I'm getting a chance to defend myself. As far as my ex-girlfriend, she had told me that before I dated her, she had dated guys that were older than me. There was a much larger age difference from guys that were older than me. She had told me she had done many sexual things with those people older than me. I honestly really liked her a lot.
Isn't that kind of irrelevant though?
No, I'm just saying I did my best to treat her, with respect, and I really liked her. I treated her like a princess. I moved in with her family. I got in really close with her family.
I mean, she said you peed on her.
Okay, but where's the proof?
That's what she said. I'm just saying. You're telling me that you treat her with all kinds of respect. She's telling me she's traumatized because you peed on her. But
one, what family lets a fucking, I think he said he was like 19 at the time. What family lets a 19-year-old move in with them, dating their fucking 14 or 15-year-old? Those parents, one, should be fucking arrested because they're pathetic. They're barely parents. 2, they should have all rights to fucking have children ever again ripped from them forcibly. And 3, why are you macking on a fucking 15-year-old at 19? That's fucked. That is fucked up. The fact that you would ever admit that shows how much of a goddamn moron you are. And 2, the fact that you would actually do that shows that you've got problems with kids, bud. You've got problems with kids. I don't know. When I was 19, I wasn't looking at 14-year-old. That's maybe just me. Good Lord, I hope it's not. Maybe that's just me. Maybe Romeo's onto something. Jail time, hopefully, but...
Look, at the end of the day, we know that there has been an over-the-top inappropriate conversation between you and underage girls in 2016.
Right. You're right. Let me ask you this. Where is the cold, hard proof? Because I'm agreeing that some of that stuff, yes, it's real, but I feel like a lot of it is being fabricated, photoshopped, and twisted to make it look like they're not flirting with me, they didn't reach out to me, and that I'm just sort of like this person who's just going after all these girls, when in reality, that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Listen, I don't think... I think everyone here understands and will give you the benefit of the doubt that these girls definitely came onto you because they are fangirls. They literally were in charge of your fan club. So everybody gives you that credit. But you're the adult. If you start telling these fangirls who are underage that, you want them to lick your asshole and you want them to come in a shot and have them drink, bro, that's fucked up, dude. That's like that's a crime, bro.
As much as this pains me to say ever in my life, Keemstar is 100% correct here. Romeo, of course they came onto you. No fucking shit. They're your fan. They are your fan girls. Literally, look at tons of rock groups that get panties thrown on stage and groupies. No shit these girls came onto you. It's not fabricated. Sure, a few DMs are being left out, but the context in a majority sense is there. You still sent those goddamn messages. You fucking skeevy moron. Yes, no shit, the girls were lusting after you. You're famous. You're supposedly attractive, although to me it looks like you got a busted fucking face. No shit. Your fangirls are going to be lusting after you. You would have to be a goddamn moron to not expect that. And again, not much going on upstairs with you, Romeo. From this interview, definitely seems like there's nothing going on upstairs.
Look, Keem, all I can say is that I'm absolutely, if I've made anyone feel uncomfortable, if anyone feels like they've been taken advantage of, I personally feel like I thought I did my best, okay? I thought I was educated by the situation. I feel like I wasn't fully aware of the situation. I understand it doesn't make an excuse. This is 2016. I was new to fame. It was a completely different scenario for me. Now, I literally have not been on my phone DMing people for 3 fucking years. Like, I don't even get on my phone because I understand how people on the internet are. I understand what you said, what you're saying. It is gross. It is fucked up. If people want to do that between consensual people, shit, everyone's got a freaky side. You know what I mean? Like,
adults are fine, but I mean, these are kids. Like,
no,
I have a niece who's 14 years old. All right, and I know what a 14-year-old looks like, right?
Okay, but
and
let me ask you
if I'm just trying to imagine this, like, if some 28-year-old started like sending her the messages that you sent to this 14 and 15-year-old girl, yeah, I'd lose my mind. I would absolutely lose my mind.
You're right, dude. I'm the same way with you. I have listen to me. I have four girls, bro. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think about that shit all the fucking time.
So, I want you to take a guess what you guys think that he's talking about when he says he has 4 girls. And I'm just going to warn you right now, it's not what you think. No matter what way you're going, it's literally not what you think. Because it's not what anybody would think when someone says they have, 4 girls. Like, literally. Not what any single person would fucking think. I'll let the clip play.
I'm with you. But
what do you mean you have 4 girls?
I have 4 sisters. Like, I have sisters, and they're all between the ages of 12 and 16.
See, I bet you're thinking he had kids. Or worse, he had girls chained up in his basement. Thankfully, he's not Onision, at least when it comes to that portion of his weird pedophilia. It's still, why would you say you have 4 girls? Which is a typical term for saying you have kids, like, oh, I got a boy and a girl. I don't, but if I did, that's what I would say. Instead, you go for, this. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. Your life is a mistake. Anyways, let's move on to the next clip.
Like, you can ask any customer who's ever came into my shop for the last 4 years. I treat them all with the utmost respect. I've never flirted with them.
No, but it's not about that. It's about what's It's not about what's here. If I could talk real quick,
it's there, bro. I'm getting there.
It's not about what's happening in the public.
Listen, I have sisters. I know exactly what you mean. They mean the world to me. I would never disrespect my sisters, or I feel like when I look at them, like I could never understand a girl that age being disrespected. But at the same time, all I'm saying is I feel the situation is not portraying the whole story. I feel like things are being manipulated to make me look worse, and they're not showing the full thing. If I had known that these girls were 13, 14, or 15, I would have never given them the time of day. Never.
I mean, you're admitting it in the DMs knowing that they're underage.
No, I don't. I admit it in the DM because this is what I'm trying to tell you. You're seeing part of the conversation. Before that, the girl tells me she's almost 18, right? So I was kind of like,
Do you have that proof?
Huh?
Do you have that proof?
No, I deleted all my stuff because I'm in a serious relationship with my girlfriend. I didn't want to just have like DMs laying around of me.
That's hilariously convenient, isn't it? Oh, I was in the DMs. All the context is in my DMs. All of this is in my DMs. But oh no, I deleted my DMs. I'm not guilty. I am not guilty. Yeah, no. Still, if you do shit like this, and you don't back your DMs up, and you don't, at the very least, try to have proof, you fucked yourself. If you're trying to convince us you're innocent, Romeo, you fucked yourself. You've genuinely taken a strap-on to your asshole. You didn't lick it this time, but you destroyed any chance to defend yourself. So we can't call this a pro Jared, we can't call this a slazzo. This is straight up your fuck up. If you had proof, if you genuinely had proof you're innocent, you threw it out the window and set it on fire. How much of a fucking moron are you? I know I keep saying that, and I keep asking that question, but it keeps baffling me each time you say something so horrifyingly stupid. It's impressive how much of an idiot you are. We're gonna continue because I want to see how much of a fucking stupid moron you are.
You know? I mean, you keep saying like this has been fabricated. Da, da, da. I don't know, dude. Like, it doesn't seem that way. And listen, okay. I'm not the only. And you keep talking about like people know you and they come to the shop and you don't disrespect anyone. That's in the public eyes. We're not talking about the public eyes. We're talking about DMs. We're talking about how you're acting in the shadows and how a lot of people are alarmed. In fact, I'm not the only one that thinks like, whoa, something's wrong here.
Another problem with this interview is this is one of the more horrifying times where Keemstar's actually right on something, which nobody likes to admit. Keemstar's a broken clock is right twice a day. Keemstar's right a few times a year as a person. This is one of those times. This is one of those times where he seriously actually is correct on something. He hits the nail on the head with this. Nobody believes him. Nobody believes Romeo at all, because Romeo comes off very, very, very shady and skeevy and just like a fucking scumbag during this whole interview. It makes his DMs look worse in retrospect. They already look bad, but now they look worse, which is impressive. That's a PR fuck up I've never seen in my life. And I've seen PR fuck ups. This makes Daddy of 5 look like a goddamn saint. So literally the only person that he's worse than when it comes to videos that are coming out soon is Ray Diaz, which also involves a lot of Keemstar stuff. Stay tuned for that one. That's going to be the next video. Anyways, let's continue on with this.
Do you want to make an apology to these girls?
Listen to me. Like, I consider myself to be a good person. I really do. I try my very, very, very hardest to always do the right thing. I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. And I sure as hell wasn't perfect in 2016 when this whole shit was new to me. No, it's not an excuse, okay? I am telling you for a fact, I did not know the age of these girls. A lot of these girls were being manipulating and they were cutting out parts of the conversations. I'm telling you, even if you take a closer look at
what
the conversation,
part of the conversation do they cut out that's most important that people should know?
I'm saying them flirting with me, them telling me that they're of age or close to of age, them just there's just different parts that just like would make it more seem like it's not as bad as it really is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even if they're let's say they're close to 18. You're 28. What are you doing with close to 18 girls?
I mean, if it was 2016, I mean, I was 29, so I was honestly close to 26, 27. Not that that makes anything a whole lot better, I get it. But at the same time, look, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I'm not trying to just make excuses, but you already know this. Like, these girls always look older than they really are, and then they lie about their age, and it's hard for people online to know.
A 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, they look like at the absolute most maybe 17.
Okay, but no one.
You're not going to see a 14 or 15-year-old girl that looks like she's 21. Like, you're just not going to see that.
No one told me 14, 15, or 16. Actually, there's not even any proof that they were that age. You're just reading a comment on a tweet that says that they were that age. So,
I mean, they're saying that they were that age, and you're saying, hey, do you want to wait until you're 18 to do it? I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but that's like your guilt. Okay. Case closed, you know?
Again, horribly gritting my teeth as I say this, but Keemstar's fully right here. You know, you're making excuses, Romeo. That's all you're doing. You say that you're not making excuses, but you are. You knew that these people were at the very least 17. If you did any research, you ignored it, and you were just like, fuck it. They're after me. They're after me and my ego. Which Romeo has a goddamn ego, and you can hear it in his fucking voice. I hate people like that, who you can tell as they're speaking, their ego is getting bigger and bigger. And they're getting this pleased, self-satisfying stiffy that they can't help but grow and grow. And Romeo has that voice of a... What's the word I'm looking for here? Of a smug prick who's never been hit in his life. The kind of kid whose parents bought everything for him, and they drove a fancy car into their high school, and they probably got a 2-inch penis, and they're compensating for everything. That's what Romeo sounds like to me. Romeo has this undeserved ego that just pisses me off. I fucking hate pricks like that. Anyways, as we go on, let's hear him excuse himself even more. 'Cause that's not terribly grating already. 40 some odd minutes in.
I am apologetic, and I will give a really good apology, but this is why I feel like somewhat of a victim and somewhat like they trap, like these kids come on here trying to trap celebrities because they didn't tell me that. They told me 17, but then they're gonna cut off that comment, that DM that said.
So they told you 17. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You still told a 17-year-old that, you know, all this crazy shit.
Okay. Look, I've always mean well, always, okay? I've always mean well. From the very beginning of my heart, from everyone that you know, you and I know personally, like, I've always been a good guy, and I've been like that my whole life. Like, I'm not perfect.
No better way to say I'm guilty other than a complete, like, fucking minute of silence there. Yeah, god damn, you may as well have just slapped the handcuffs on your fucking self, you moron. Every single thing you've said, every single thing you've done has just made you look worse and worse. I'm gonna give a good apology, which you're not giving an apology, you're blaming the girls. So you're not apologizing for shit. If you are, I don't know what the fuck you're apologizing for, but you're doing it in the worst way possible. Two, you've damaged your reputation multiple times throughout this interview. Because you come off as a smarmy prick. Someone whose attitude comes off like your shit doesn't stink. You've got this ego about you. It pisses me off, and I don't know why it pisses me off, but I hate it. I hate every single fucking thing about his voice. Now let's continue.
I made some mistakes in the past, and I definitely want to apologize, whether it's to...
How is your girlfriend reacting to all this?
My girlfriend is fucking devastated. She is literally on the verge of leaving me if she hasn't already. My mom is crying her eyes out for the last 2 days. I have a shop, a business with other artists who are taking a hit and suffering because kids and people are calling the shop. And you know, like, this has honestly been super devastating, not only to me but everyone around me. It's hard, but
are there more girls out there that you've had these interactions with?
It's the same people who try to bring stuff up every 6 months. I guess this time they just managed to make it look, you know, I don't know if they got more traction, but...
Oh, poor little Romeo feels bad. Oh, his mom is crying. Oh, his girlfriend might break up with him. Oh my god, let me play you a song of the world's smallest violin. You can't hear it, the fucking thing is quiet, but I got it up to my eardrum and man, it's playing. It is fucking playing. Nobody cares that I have some hardships because you sexted children. I don't give a fuck what happens to you if you decide to sext a fucking child. Romeo, get off your fucking pity party high horse and learn, like a man, how to take responsibility for things. I know that you're barely a man. Take responsibility for the shit you've done. That would be nice, other than hearing you cry like a little bitch on Keemstar's fucking Drama Alert. How much of a little bitch do you have to be to basically cry on Drama Alert?
So you were talking to these girls at the same time, the 14 and 15-year-old girl at the same time you were with? No?
Yeah, so this is also a big problem is, like, you know, me and my girlfriend, we had, you know, a lot of at the very beginning of our relationship, we were long distance. There was some arguments and stuff going wrong. I made the mistake of turning to people on social media who were, you know, girls who were down to give me attention. And now that I honestly see it for what it is, it's all nothing but a fucking trap. But, you know,
it's a trap if they're underage, which appears a lot of these girls were.
I did not willingly know that some of these girls were underage. You keep telling me, like, these girls were underage. I'm telling you, I didn't know.
I mean, like, you did know. You did know. I mean, we're going in circles, but you say right here, do you want to wait until you're 18 or... I'm sorry, I can't just give you the win, because you're not, what you're saying is not right.
Let me use your own ammo. I'm gonna turn your own ammo against you.
Okay.
You're telling me, okay, you said, oh, do you want to wait till you're 18? Where before that does it say I'm 14, I'm 15? Or where before that does it say I'm almost 18? It's left for interpretation. you just have that one clip, and then people just have to assume, or people just see other people commenting and saying, oh, that girl was 14, 15. Where's the proof, though? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The proof is that she's telling you that she's not 18. And then you knowing that she's not 18 are saying stuff like, will your parents care if you come over? Like, you literally invited this girl to come to your house to do all these sexual stuff with you. It's all in the conversation. And you know that she's not 18.
I mean, okay,
that's case closed. Like,
I don't want to put this girl on blast, because honestly, like, I understand this girl. I'm not sure what the motive is for these people, but this girl was sending me sexual shit, telling me she would go to parties, hook up with people, she's had boyfriends, blah 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 blah. These, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was.
They're the kids. You're the adult. You're the adult. You're like 27, 28 years old at the time. You're the adult.
Much like what Keemstar just said there, Romeo, the fact that she fucked older men before you is not an excuse to fuck her or sext her when she's underage. You fucking moron. I can't understand why you'd be like, you know, this underage girl said she's fucked older men. Man, that means I should sext her too. No! Instead, you, thinking with what little head you have on both ends, decided to lust after a 17-year-old. How pathetic can you be to lust after a 17-year-old? Or somebody who's most likely younger than 17. And Romeo, these girls, you should have looked into their age. You should have talked with them, asked them about their age. The fact that you didn't is incredibly pathetic. Incredibly pathetic.
Listen, we're going in circles. I just want to know one final thing. Do you think that your career is done and over with, or do you think you'll get past this? Do you think you might get arrested? Like, what do you think is going to happen from all this?
No, I don't think my career is over. I mean, like, I think that this is obviously, like, extremely devastating. I feel like I've definitely, like, this whole last 2 days has been an absolute nightmare, and I'm sure it's not planning on stopping anytime soon. Again, I just want to, you know, finish this interview by just, you know, like, I feel like the full story isn't out, and it's making me out look worse than what it is, but regardless of that, I just want to make an apology and just apologize not only to my friends and my family who have deeply hurt, and also the girls who are involved in this. And if any girl out here feels like, you know, whether they were, you know, taken advantage of or manipulated or anything, I just want everyone to know that that definitely was not my motive at all by any means. I feel like social media is a very, like, crazy world, dangerous world. Things are easy to get mixed up, and it's easy for, you know,
very dangerous, very dangerous.
It's dangerous, man. Social media is so fucking dangerous. Like,
well, funny thing is, this did end up killing his career, with his video before the drama 11 months ago making 2.9 million views, and his last two videos, one from a month ago and one from 3 months ago, making 18,000 and 43,000 respectively, effectively killing his career. Those views are literally worse than Onision's. Those views are completely awful. It's embarrassing how bad those views are. We'll continue on with the next clip, but I just want to make fun of his shitty channel growth, because he fucked it. He fucked it.
I delete my Twitter, man. The Twitter's the fucking devil, bro. Like,
well, listen, about the Twitter before we go. About the Twitter, I have a bunch of people get in contact with me saying that they have damaging DM conversations with you that are on Twitter that they can't get to because your account's deactivated. Are you ever going to make it active again?
I don't know, man. To be completely honest, I just feel like...
Because, I mean, part of it's like, if you don't make it active again, then those people can't get the proof that they have against you, and it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I also feel like it doesn't matter what I give people will Photoshop and twist things around. It's almost like I'd rather just...
Yeah, like, I get that, but these are real. They're, like, literally taking a video. They're taking, like, video proof that these DMs and conversations are real, and, like, you've admitted that they're real.
I've admitted that some of it was real. I've admitted that some of it was fabricated. Some of it was...
Was anything actually fabricated, or are you just saying parts were cut out?
Parts were cut out. That's what I'm trying to say.
So it's not fabricated. It's not photoshopped.
It's not fabricated.
It's not photoshopped. It's not fabricated.
No. Okay, like, yeah, I said some sexual stuff. I mean, I didn't know that her age, whatever. But stuff was taken out to make it seem like, like I was trying to go after these girls, when in reality these girls lied about their age, came on after me. And I mean, like I said, if I'm not sure why they felt the need to do that, but
it's just weird that they told you they were underage, and then you pursued them sexually, and then also you had girlfriends that you dated that were underage. I mean, it appears that you're into underage girls.
So yes, he finally slipped up there and said, well, they weren't fabricated. All these DMs were real, just some context is being taken out. Which is most likely the context that, they're showing their fangirlness. Yes, it's fair to complain about that on his end, but it's also incredibly stupid to say that it's all fabrication or all Photoshop. God, he's such a fucking prick. That's the thing I don't like about people like this guy. Just his ego is so just despicable.
I'm definitely not. I mean, I feel like sometimes when you're like, I don't want to make excuses and make myself look bad, but sometimes when you're not that good looking and you're not that cool and you don't have that many followers and you're not really popping for anything, like people give you attention, and you just like, it's nice to be getting attention from people. And I'm not saying that
have you ever watched How to Catch a Predator? Like all the conversations that they read to those guys that go to the house that are trying to hook up with an underage girl, it's all pretty much the same as these DM conversations. They admit that they're underage and they start saying freaky stuff to each other. Guy shows up. I mean,
dude, this is what I have to say, man. Stuff like this happens to people all the time. I mean, look at Tyga and Kylie whenever, Kylie was underage. Everyone's like, oh, he's waiting till she's 18 to fuck her or whatever. They all knew that he was fucking her. Like, there's so many people. This shit goes on all the time. I'm not obviously not making any kind of excuses, but me, more than me. I'm sure you could name a lot more than I can of stuff that's simple.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a problem. But man, I mean, these were little kids. These were 15 to 14 years old.
So there's a few things. One, the fact that Game brings up TCAP is fucking hilarious. The fact that Romeo decides to actually bring up the Kylie and Tyga stuff, that was still fucking wrong, and it was still fucking disgusting. The fact that family actually allowed it and supported it was disgusting, and the fact that you're bringing it up as a defense in your corner, I guess, is moronic. It shows exactly the kind of person you are. You're skirting for a loophole. You're trying to find a kiddo to fuck. God damn, you're a fucking mistake. And yes, the public knew about it. And the public was genuinely outraged at Kylie and Tyga. And the family. Much like everyone is outraged at you, Romeo. You spineless fucking prick. You can't actually defend yourself. Because you know the shit you're doing is wrong. But your ego lets you skirt by it. Fuck you, Romeo.
Listen, we're pretty much just going in circles here.
Let me just wrap things up. I just want to say, like, if I've offended anyone or if I've made anyone feel uncomfortable in any kind of way, that's not my character. That's not my nature. I'm not the same person that I was 3 years ago. I'm deeply, deeply sorry if I've offended anyone who are just watching this on the internet and hearing about this. For the girls that were involved, like, I didn't know that, this was something that was troubling or bothering you. I strive really hard to be...
Well, it probably wasn't bothering them at the time because they were fangirls of you and looking up to you as a hero. Yeah. But when they got older, they realized, oh my God, like, this guy said some really horrible things about me when I was just a little girl.
Well, like I said, I would have never done, from my defense, my point of view, I thought that they were almost 18 years old or 18. I know.
Why would you think they're 18 if you're saying, do you want to wait until you're 18?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It just seems like you're being dishonest to me. Like, what's the point of doing an interview if you're just gonna,
I'm being completely honest with you. Like, there are multiple...
How could they have been 18 if you're saying, do you want to wait until you're 18? Doesn't make sense.
No, because I'm telling you, that specific case, she told me she was almost 18. So that's why I was like, do you want to wait till you're 18? But there are other cases, you know, or other girls have tried to flirt with me, told me they were 18. I found out later that they weren't, and I just cut off from talking to them cold turkey. But what I'm trying to tell you is I've never tried to pursue anything with anyone of like that age level. Like, in my opinion, I find that very, very disgusting, and that's just not in my nature. You know what I mean? And I honestly, like, these accusations that I've been getting the last couple of days have been absolutely like devastating. Like, I know you don't really know what I'm talking about because this isn't something that's happened to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, people really don't mess with pedos. Like, they really don't mess with pedos. I'm sure you've had some like close friends that aren't messing with you anymore. I mean,
I just feel like if all the facts were laid out or whatever, you know, and conversations weren't taken out, and it was like people were just like, yo, they're 15, they're 16, and you're just I'd be like, guys, you guys fucking caught me. But that's not the case, you know. I'm telling you, she said she was almost 18, and that's how it happened. And again, it doesn't make things any better. I'm not that same person that was 3 years ago, 2016. I'm on a whole nother level. I'm on a whole nother way of, like, you know, looking at outlook on life. And I just really want to get this message out and let people know the truth about everything. And I really hope that, like, people can kind of, you know, I don't want to say people feel sorry for me, but I definitely want people to kind of, you know, sympathize with the situation. Just look at things from all angles, you know.
All right, Romeo, we're gonna have to leave it there. We're just repeating ourselves over and over again, guys. There you have it, Romeo's side of everything.
So yes, with that, Romeo dug his grave even harder than it was dug beforehand. An embarrassing mess, shit show. Romeo fucked himself. He fucked himself royally. There are videos of people removing their Romeo Lacoste, this famous guy's tattoos. I'm gonna play a clip from that really fast here.
It's very funny and ironic, the tattoo he had to do on me. Let's just say it was a huge mistake. This was a huge mistake. Today I'm going to be removing my Romeo Lacoste tattoo. Alrighty.
First word is done.
Oh.
How was it?
That was more painful than what I expected. That's gonna have an opportunity to put something else right here in this spot, something bigger, something cooler.
And with that, that's pretty much the end of the story. Romeo is still trying to post videos every once in a while, and they're still awful. He still has an Instagram, which is still awful. His art is ugly, I feel. I'm not a fan of tattoos personally, but out of all the tattoo artists I've seen that are famous, Romeo's work is shitty. And as a person, he's also a fucking asshole and a prick. Hopefully he gets what's coming to him. However, with that, we're gonna sign out. I'm gonna switch to the outro here, which will be recorded later. And with that, everybody, I will see you there. And with that, I'm going to read the members of our patronage, and then we're going to talk at the outro about everything new with the channel and stuff. So at our $10 tier, we have Amaret and Fee. At our $4.99 tier, we have Aslan, Ichi, Selka Katie, and Union 573. At our $1 tier, in no alphabetical order because I'm a moron, we've got Seb, the Bean of England, Sydney, Lyra, Dizbitch, Charlie, and Stephen Mayer. I'm sorry for the delay it took for these videos. This month has been hectic because to start a new job and they've been working 60 hours a week, but there's a shutdown, so I'm working around Christmas to knock out a couple more videos because I genuinely feel bad this month has been very short on anything except for streams. I'm really planning on working on improving the pipeline, possibly hiring an editor as the channel gets a little bigger. So I'm always taking suggestions for editors. So if you're an editor and you want to hit me up and you want to start a business proposition, email me at fuzhoubiz@gmail.com. I'm not picky when it comes to editors. As long as you can work with me and you're fine with my hectic schedule, I feel like we can probably do something pretty well. So if you're looking to start work as an editor, please email me at fuzhoubiz@gmail.com. It's down below, or it's on my profile when you go to the About. It's there. Anyways, over the next year, we're going to improve the pipeline. I'm still going to work on more content. There will be something interesting for VidCon in June, I believe, and I'm hoping to collab more with other YouTubers. I had my first big collaboration, which will be on screen, with Deadwing Dork. Well, the second one, I should say, actually. The second one we did is a collab. So if you want to check that out, that's on screen, as well as a video. It's just going to be a random pick. But if you stayed this long and you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, hit like or dislike. Whatever you want to do. Hit the little notification icon, because I plan on going live more. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, I should have posted an announcement, or it should be down below. But I'm going to be live on Twitch, playing either Silent Hill 2 or Jedi Fallen Order, because I feel like it. So, thank you for bearing with me and how long this video took. The next video will probably take about as long as well, because there's just so much shit to go over. But it shouldn't take an entire month to come out. So, thank you again for being a part of this channel. Yeah, we're about to hit 2020, and I never thought this channel would be as big or as important to me as it has become, and as important to some people that watch as it's become. And you don't know how immensely proud it's made me over this year, and has given me this new drive on a lot of things. Because, if I'm being honest, I suffer from like waves of depression and like writer's block. And if you look back at the timeline of uploads for old videos, it took forever for them to come out. And this year I've put out more videos than the entirety of my channel combined. I started this year at like 140 subscribers, and I'm leaving this year with over 14,000. And you don't know how immensely proud that's made me of this channel and of my work. And I hope that in 2020 and beyond I excel that. I'd love to make this my grand big thing. And I'd love to actually... I have a plan sometime next year to do a genuine documentary, like a full hour-long, with a camera, me interviewing people, and going to a place documentary. That's one big plan for 2020 that I want to knock out around July. I'm recording, but it just depends on a few things and a few people. So we'll talk shop when it comes closer then. So thank you immensely for everything. If you're still actually listening, and I'm sorry that I'm rambling, but thank you. Thank you for the best 2019, the best year I've had since 2012. It's been amazing, and I'm only more excited to see where the future holds for this channel and for me than I ever have been before in my life. And that's every single person that subscribes. That's thanks to you. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Have a good night. Again, like, subscribe, etc. Thank you. Seriously, this year would have been completely different if it wasn't for every single one of you. So, I hope you stay to the end. Thank you.